So, yesterday made a video about how trade was completely screwed up. As soon as I uploaded that video, did the thumbnail, all of that kind of nonsense, went onto the forums, and this appeared like a minute later. So, I left the video up because the game was still screwed, the game was still screwed when the video was up, but now apparently that's been changed. So this is what was posted last night, just as soon as my video went up. It also went onto my pinned comment, so people will have seen it there. But they're going to deploy a 1.0.6 update, and that will restore trade maintenance to previous numbers. Negative trade values no longer break the entire system. Basically, if you went and did a trade that was going to give you a net loss, which technically was a lot of trades, then you would actually gain money. And that was, I guess, a band-aid fix to, well, no, it wasn't a band-aid fix. It wasn't intentional. But it could have been a band-aid fix for people if they were, struggling with making any money from trade. You could just, make negative trade and then you gain positive ducat. It was weird. And also, privateers were bricked, so that should be fixed now. But anyway, we have the hotfix. It came out about an hour ago. Trade maintenance now functions as it did in patch 1.0.4. When you're looking for future tweaks and bounces to trade, the reversion does not mean the trade system is exempt from future changes. I'm totally fine with that. I'm totally fine with changes being made. I don't think that is necessarily an issue. I just think that these changes need to be a bit, thoroughly tested to the point where, somebody who is using automated trade isn't just, obviously it should never be as good as doing manual trade, but it shouldn't just be a net negative compared to doing no trade at all. That part I fundamentally, I'm very strongly opinionated on. But like I said, in this post that Johan made as well, they're working on new code for an economic base, far less focused on the trade volume, but that won't be ready for tomorrow. So definitely looking forward to seeing what they do there. Just going back to this same campaign that I did the testing on before, you can see immediately it's only 140 ducats negative now, compared to the negative 309 ducats that we had. Looking into the trade balance, obviously 446 is slightly more than what we had. If I just make this slightly bigger, the one on the right is the pre-patch, before I cancelled all the trades. So trade volume has gone from 273 to 446. So that is essentially, how much money was being spent on these trades. And a lot of people pointed out, the cost of court is something that changed massively, and that was there. That was the problem. But the thing is, cost of court is impacted by how much money you're making from trade. So your trade goes down, your trade income goes down, then your cost of court goes down. That's kind of the point of it. But let's cancel the trades and see if we make more money this time or not. Okay, so I have canceled the trades, and surprisingly, I'm still making more money. If I bring back in the this panel that I had before, we can compare this to this one, right? This is the post-canceling old trades panel. Ignore this one on the right for a little while. And I just want to compare them and see what's going on here, because I'm making more money than I was then. Things like the commoner's tax is high, the burger's tax is roughly the same, patrician's tax is roughly the same, and these are the numbers that went up compared to, having trade as well. Things, though, like cost of court are the same, army maintenance is the same, navy maintenance is the same. What has gone up in price? I'm trying to work out. Food. Food has changed price, because I'm selling food now rather than purchasing food. Is that the only change that we're seeing? Oh, that's exploration cost. It does actually look like that's the only change we're seeing. Roughly 20 ducats, yeah. Building maintenance, 431, that's 430, and I can't go any further off the screen. But interestingly, that's still the same. The trade maintenance is still costing money. The trade is still costing money rather than saving money. I did, however, have a few comments essentially saying that these numbers are going to shake out. These are going to essentially, they've come higher now because of there is more goods in the market, or rather, less exports or more, of things that they want. So they have more of it, or either that, or we're doing less imports of things that they want, and therefore the prices have spiked, and therefore that's why we're getting more money, something along those lines. But apparently, eventually, these numbers will go back down because of satisfaction due to those prices. I don't know how true any of that is. But this still seems like a really rough situation, and I'm pretty sure it's purely because of the cost of the court. And you got to bear in mind as well, I am spending 214 on purely maintenance, keeping the level at 100. If I was to, for example, give out any privilege, I really don't care which, my cost of court spikes really hard because I'm now no longer at the maximum. And let's say we have it at 50%, getting 0.02 and still spending that roughly, same amount, 214 it was, 218 now. It's just a very, I'm not sure what to think of trade right now, because I was of the opinion that, I could just put it on automatic. It will never be as good as doing full manual, but I can get by. I can be relatively comfortable, relatively happy that I don't have to engage in a system which is just kind of clunky. Like, the way to do trades, is very, very clunky. Trying to figure out, okay, what is it that I am lacking? So go into the balance. I'm lacking paper. Okay, select a place to import paper from, Sevilla, and okay, how many, what did I, there's no feedback on what I just clicked. I could see this number changing. How much have I'm going to now do 90 paper moving. I've just spent 137 capacity. That's kind of an insane amount of numbers, right? So it's 137 capacity on 0.5 of profit. The trade system is not something I'm terribly fond of right now, and I would very much enjoy it if it was to be changed, and I don't know when I can hope or expect that to happen. I think mainly my issue is a UI problem, but we'll see. How about, I got another idea. I would like to change things. Oh my god, changing that is actually criminal. Can I cancel easily? Nope, apparently not. Auto clicker it is. Right. I'm going to turn back on automation on every market, which is very annoying. Okay, the automation is actually going back on. If I turn off and then back on again, are you going to recalculate trades in a decent manner? 387. Okay, let's go a month tick and see what happens there. Can I not unpause? I guess I need to choose that. Fair enough. All right, we're going to go a month tick and see what kind of trade situation shakes out of the branches. Hopefully it's good. Right, that closed. And I can say it's actually only doing trades in 4 of my nodes. But 218 trade income, and that has increased my cost of court by about 300, so this number is still lower. And the patricians are unhappy, so this tax is probably going to go down in a moment. Same with the commoners, they're going to go back down in a moment. So, trading, oh yeah, I still have a bunch of these at low numbers. Most of them actually seem like they're doing fine now. Still no trades going on in them. I guess there are no profitable trades. I mean, it says this is profitable, so just do some of that. I let it check out for another month, and most of my trades are going, but again, there's a bunch of negative trades now as well. And yeah, I'm still not making super much money. I am making more money than I was when I first loaded up with all the trades still in place, because this is what we had right then, you know, negative 140 ducats. But I mean, trade income was still higher, you know, 446 versus the 312. But the cost of the court, of course, is making up a bit of extra money spent. Diplomatic spending also went up massively. I The way I'm thinking right now is that the expenses that you get that are scaled based on your income are just a little bit too much. Especially cost of court, the culture investment, the diplomatic spending, and the stability. These are just kind of insanely high numbers. Stability is 10% of economic base. Diplomatic spending is currently, I mean, I've got it at 54, but that's 44 investment. I'm not sure how that relates to the economic base. Oh no, it is. It's 9% of economic base. Culture is, uh, don't know. It doesn't tell me what percent of economic base that's going for. And then cost of court is 12.2% of my economic base, because I'm a bloody great power, and hegemonies are really impacting that as well. So my thoughts right now are, I'm very much looking forward to seeing what this is, because for the longest time, I was not aware that trade income was impacting this. I thought it didn't. I remember thinking, especially pre-release, that, you know, trade is very, very good because it is an income that does not impact your expenses. So high trade was great because you could keep the costs down while still making money from trade, and that was amazing. And now it's less amazing, and it's actually kind of still a detriment. I don't know. I'm looking forward to a trade overhaul. I'm not a fan of what we've got right now. I don't like that it is beneficial for me to close down all my trades. I really don't like that that's still the case. I thought this rollback would fix that, and it hasn't. Trade's bad. Trade is pretty rough right now. I'm gonna do one more test, and that is I'm gonna spend all of my money, and then I'm gonna see if this income is actually telling me the truth. Because I've seen a lot of people say that some of these are not actually telling the truth, and what would be the best way to do that doesn't increase goods income? Actually, you know what? I know, Hungary, you have been a great friend to me. Economic actions. I'm going to send you a gift of all of my money, which is definitely not that much money. 4,000 something ducats. That's good enough. Right, I'm gonna see if this changes to like 51 ducats on the month tick. That's where I'm looking, or I guess a little bit more. Oh, money's changing. Money's changing. What's just changed? Trade income went up to 421, so we needed a bit more than a month tick. Okay, well, I still want to check these numbers. So are we going to go to 160-ish ducats? No, we went to 100. And now that's gone back down to 7. Trades is all over the place. It's all over the place. Is that a good situation? Is that what we want to see? We can't really trust the numbers that are being shown to us. It said I was going to get 90, and I lost 6. I don't know. I feel like there is certainly some changes need to be made. I don't think increasing the maintenance is it, because we just don't have the infrastructure in place to really have these changes just thrown on us. I don't know. I don't know where we go from here. trade is still just a net negative. I guess unless you have very specific trades that you want to make. Like, for example, I'm playing as Tuscany, so maybe I want to um, import a bunch of cloth so that my silk can be made cheaper. Maybe that is the trades that I'm supposed to be making. Um, and having automatic trade on is just a net fully negative awfulness right now. And I don't know. I really don't like that idea. I don't like the idea of automatic trade just being worse than doing nothing. I would like to engage in a trading system, but right now I don't see how that's feasible. I'd love to hear your thoughts because I'm a little bit stuck right now in where to move on from here. And maybe I just need to go and have a chat with Generalist and he can like explain why I'm wrong here. That might be the case, but I don't know how. I don't know how. I don't know how. Like this button should not be painful. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I am going to try and chat with the devs and see where to go from here. I do recall like this whole trade being a negative thing was brought to light by a guy who was playing as the Eastern Roman Empire, and he had a catastrophic earthquake in Constantinople, and I've experienced that myself, where he had like 150 buildings, and then I mean it seems like this has also happened here. Gone down to basically none, destroyed all of his marketplaces, and it solved his trading problem. Like he made more money after those marketplaces were destroyed, and kind of brought to light that maybe trade is a little bit fucky. I don't think many people had tried not trading before as a way to make more money. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Basically, we're paying twice for trade. We're paying trade maintenance, and then we're also paying in the cost of court. And until you get very high numbers of crown power, you are just in suffering. Pain is not salvation when it comes to trade. Anyway, thanks all for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.